Shalom. I would like to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I would like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all you sincere Akim, pushing this word out across the four corners of the world. Just another GMS in transit lesson, all through the spirit, the power, and the vibration of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And this lesson in the spirit going into never become attached to something that isn't yours. And I came across a quote in the spirit by Max Dupree, and he stated, "We cannot become what we want by remaining what we are." And through the spirit, that involves change. And one thing about change, it's hard at first, it's messy in the middle, but it's glorious at its end, that final stage, which is ultimately that penny that we are working for, aka the kingdom of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So we cannot become what we want by remaining what we are. And that takes me right to 2 Corinthians, the 4th chapter, and the 16th verse. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, going into that old man that we were once, before we were called out of darkness into Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai's marvelous light. So that outward man goes into that old man. Yet the inward man is renewed day by day. And the inward man is going into that new man in Yahweh Shai. And the balance of this through the spirit, by becoming more connected, more engaged, and more unified with Yahweh Shai, is going to maneuver us to be more disconnected, more disengaged, and more detached from this world. Because as it says in 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, the wisdom of this world is foolishness unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And also within John the 15th chapter and the 18th verse is stated, if the world hate you, and this is Yahweh Shai speaking, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. Verse 19, if you were of the world would love its own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. Which is one hell of a benefit. And that's because look what this so-called world offers. And peep the high level of decadence within this place. You have the so-called entertainers amongst our people that think they so-called made it within this world. 9 out of 10 times they got messed up out of their contract. Here they are, so-called millionaires or multi-millionaires, and they are still grimy enough to still rap about taking another man's woman. When you have all these single women around this world. They are definitely miserable. They look miserable by their conscience continually eating them up for all the satanic and defiled things they had to do in order to obtain these so-called riches. And as it says in 1 Timothy, how our people have trusted into uncertain riches. Because at the end of the day, it's all engineered for this American dollar, this world reserve currency, to be removed out of this international monetary paradigm. So you have a lot of our people who have sold out to this so-called American dream, trying to chase the shortcut, but you're still under those divine curses as the biblical Israelites. Remember, it's stated within Lamentations, the 2nd chapter, in the 1st verse, how have the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger. So that dark, rainy cloud represents the curses that are going to follow and pursue no matter where our people are, how they look, or what type of status or riches that you have within this world. So therefore you have sold out for naught. So we cannot become what we want by remaining what we are. So this change is not a threat. It's only for an opportunity to better ourselves and ultimately be unified with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And I came across another quote by Aristotle, and he stated, the high-minded man must care for the truth than for what people think. So that high-minded man in this case represents that new creature in Yahushua. And you cannot worry yourself to death about what these minions, the natural man, they're receiving not the things of the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You cannot worry yourself about what they think about you. And look at the mindset of this world and how they are maneuvering within these latter days. People are still voting. They are still chasing after this so-called American dream. You have people still wearing these face diapers when they out and about in the public, or even when they're in the cars by themselves, still lining up to take the sticky icky. So therefore, we cannot be moved what these simpletons think about us. Yahweh Shai went through it, so therefore, we as his followers, we're going to go through it. And on the road to Yahweh Shai, this is what we can expect. People thinking negative of us. It might involve your family, your co-workers, colleagues, or whatever. The list goes on. So again, the high-minded man must care for the truth, therefore what people think. And that takes me right to 1 John 2:15 in the NLT, and it says, "Do not love this world, nor the things it offers you. For when you love the world, you do not have the love of the Father in you." Because if this world was so righteous and spiritually in tune with the Creator, then why is he sending his only begotten Son to destroy this place? So with that mindset, we know we're supposed to use this world, but do not abuse it. Get what you can and get out. And still have that mindset. It can be any day now for all hell to break loose within this society. So do not love this world nor the things it offers you, for when you love the world, you do not have the love of the Father in you. Verse 16, for the world offers only a craving for physical pleasure. And everything within this American society, and really throughout the world, because America, known as Babylon the Great, has spiritually intoxicated or morally corrupted the rest of these nations around the world via that Babylonian wine or that westernization. So America has pushed that obey your thirst mentality, which really has been cemented as a philosophy here. But right here it says in 1 John 2:16 in the NLT, for the world offers only a craving for physical pleasure, a craving for everything we see, and pride in our achievements and possessions. You think about when these Americans graduate, so-called get their degrees, which really means to downgrade, or so-called reaching this American dream that truly leads to vanity. So right here it says a craving for everything we see and pride in our achievements and possessions. These are not from the Father, but are from this world. And remember what is stated within James 4:4 about the friendship of this world is enmity or opposition with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So just by knowing that through the Spirit, by being those new creatures in Yahushai, that vibration alone should entice you and myself as well more and more to remove from association or union with this God-forsaken kingdom. And the more that we detach, we separate, we disconnect from this world, then therefore the more we are affiliated, united, and connected unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And also within Micah, the 2nd chapter and the 10th verse, it tells us as the hopeful elect, the ones who are sincerely coming into the spirit of fear and obedience unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai in these latter times, about arise and depart, for this is not your rest. Because this place, America, and wherever we are scattered as the hopeful elect, as the Israelites, was only for our punishment. And this captivity was never a happily ever after. It's really likened unto a pit stop on our journey to that holy place, which is Yahushai's kingdom. So arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. This is not our continuing city, because it is polluted by the man of sin himself, Esau Edom, being in charge, which is indeed why this earth is going into moral decline. So therefore, by plugging and being connected unto this place, it should destroy you even with a sore destruction. So never become attached to something that isn't yours. And once Yahushua comes back to get his glory on this earth, and Aparatazat, we are his day ones, then we will be joint heirs with his divine rulership. And that will be our world. And as Barbara Kingsolver stated, the changes we dread most may contain our salvation. And again, the first method is by changing, by putting off that old man and becoming new creatures in Yahushua. Second, not getting entangled into these worldly affairs or what they think about you by being different or so-called awkward from them. And third, by detaching from this world, which takes me right back to the title of this lesson. Never become attached to something that isn't yours. And Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua showing us through the Spirit on many cases and many examples how this current society or world is definitely not for us as the hopeful elect to get seduced or enticed by. So, Operators, you all edified, you all stay strong, keep pushing forward. Shalom.